The idea of intermittent fasting can be a little intimidating, to begin with, as it may seem to some to require more than it actually does. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern in which you must cycle between periods of eating and fasting. It's as simple as that. Most people begin intermittent fasting schedules for the purpose of losing weight, but there are a lot more benefits than that. Intermittent fasting has 10 proven health benefits. It significantly changes the function of cells, genes, and hormones. It naturally leads to weight loss. It helps reducing insulin resistance. It greatly reduces the chance of inflammation. It helps maintain a better heart health. It's a great way to prevent cancer and Alzheimer's. It also boosts cellular repair and support brain health and statistically extend your lifespan. Researchers found, when testing rodents and primates, that intermittent fasting extended lifespan, increased resistance to age-related diseases, and mitigated the risks related to coronary artery disease and stroke. There truly are plenty of benefits of practicing intermittent fasting. I picked some of the most important benefits and will discuss about them one by one. 1. Intermittent fasting changes the function of cells, genes, and hormones. When you stop eating for an extended period, several physiological changes happen in your body. Some of them are the initiation of cellular repair processes and changes in the hormone levels of your body in order to store body fat for later use. And depending on the length of time you've been away from eating, your body may begin to consume your body fat. In addition to these things, the insulin levels in your blood supply may also drop, which is a process that facilitates the burning of fat. One of the hormones that assist in this fat burning is the human growth hormone, and its concentration in the blood supply may increase by 5 times when fasting. Heightened levels of the human growth hormone facilitate muscle gain as well. Your cells will also undergo repair as waste material will be removed. Think of this as a form of removing the toxins from your body. Lastly, your body will even experience benefit to gene expression in the many changes to genes and molecules that benefit longevity and defense against disease. 2. Weight loss. This is perhaps the most well-known benefit of intermittent fasting, and most people who engage in intermittent fasting. It works extremely well for those who are doing it for the first time. The most straightforward reason behind why intermittent fasting can help you to lose weight is that it simply reduces the number of meals you eat, therefore, you take in fewer calories. As we just discussed, the hormone changes that come along with intermittent fasting also facilitate the natural fat-burning process. These hormonal changes also assist in the use of calories and body fat for energy. Increased amounts of norepinephrine, noradrenaline, come along with these changes and help to increase your metabolism. Intermittent fasting was found to result in an average rate of weight loss of 3 to 8% over 3 to 24 weeks, and an average of 4 to 7% from the circumference of their waist, meaning that there was a lot of belly fat lost specifically. 3. Lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes. The most prominent trait of type 2 diabetes is high blood sugar levels within the context of insulin resistance. Intermittent fasting significantly reduces this resistance and leads to lowered blood sugar levels to healthy standards. In recent research, blood sugar was reduced by about 3 to 6% for those that intermittently fasted, and insulin was reduced by an average of 20 to 31%. More reasons to consider intermittent fasting. We've mentioned a few benefits as we discussed intermittent fasting above, but now we want to break down all of the reasons why you should consider intermittent fasting below. 1. Intermittent fasting is simple. Any life modification that makes life more simple, healthy, and reduces stress is undoubtedly a plus, and intermittent fasting is one of these. You'll get a lot of new simplicity if you are trying to lose weight, primarily if you use the 16/8 intermittent fasting plan. That's because you'll only need to remember to stick to your eating schedule and not count calories or anything else. You'll also wind up training your body to eat one less meal a day, which helps reduce your calorie intake naturally and should result in weight loss. You'll save a bit of time because you'll be cooking one less meal each day as well. For me, I was never a big fan of breakfast, no matter how often I was told about its health benefits. So, it wasn't hard for me to cut out breakfast and stick with eating lunch and dinner. I like the fact that I don't have to worry about breakfast when I wake up. I'll start my day with a glass of water and some coffee, and I'm good to go. 2. Add years to your life. For a long time now, scientists have known that if you restrict your caloric intake, you'll lengthen your life. That's because when you are starving, your body finds a way to extend your life. If you think about it, it all makes sense. However, nobody wants to starve themselves so that they can live longer. When most people think of living longer, they think about enjoying their lives. We all know that starving isn't enjoyable. However, you don't have to starve yourself to live longer. Intermittent fasting will activate many of the same benefits that extend your life as calorie restriction does. So, you'll live a longer life, and you won't have to starve. Back in 1945, scientists discovered that intermittent fasting extended life in mice in this study. Another more recent study found that alternate-day intermittent fasting led to longer lifespans. 3. Reduce the risk of cancer. Some recent research demonstrates that intermittent fasting can reduce the risk of cancer. While this phenomenon is still being debated and experimented on, most of the early research done on intermittent fasting looks promising. One study looked at 10 cancer patients and discovered that the side effects of chemotherapy might be lessened when patients fast before treatment. Another study supported this research and used alternate-day fasting with cancer patients to determine that fasting before chemotherapy resulted in better cure rates. Also, some researchers conducted a comprehensive analysis of many of the studies that have been done on how fasting helps cure disease. Those researchers feel that fasting not only reduces the risk of cancer but also decreases the risk of heart disease. 4. Intermittent fasting is easier than dieting. When people try a new diet, they often fail because they don't follow the diet correctly over the long term. Most people have problems changing their behaviors at that level, and that's why so often we forget about our diets. Intermittent fasting is much easier than dieting. Once you get over the idea that you need to eat only at certain times, it becomes straightforward to get used to the schedule. Plus, intermittent fasting is also an effective strategy for weight loss in obese adults. One study found that overweight adults quickly adapt to intermittent fasting and wind up losing weight. That's all the key reasons why it's a good idea to try intermittent fasting. Thumb up if you like this video and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you would like to get notified when a new video is on. See you in the next video.